What's going on, everyone? Jeremy here from the Quartering, and apparently the week of airing out dirty laundry or people who have done terrible things in the past continues. And now it's hit the Smash competitive gaming scene with Cinnpie as well as Puppeh. And it's unfortunate. But before I cover all the details, all I want to do is point out the fact that a twit longer is just that. It's a long tweet. It's not irrefutable evidence. It is not factual. All right. This goes for when men post it as well as when women post it. If you followed my channel for a while, if you're a subscriber here, and if you're not, I hope today will be the day I earn that subscription. You know that my motto is, of course, to believe facts. And a twit longer without receipts is just that. So I want people to be careful. If I ask people to exercise caution when women say these things about men, then you should also exercise that same caution when men are saying it about women. All right? Maybe, who knows? There could be a grudge. There could be, who knows? All right? Also, I hope that throughout all of this, people understand that people make mistakes and that it doesn't always have to define them forever. People are allowed to make mistakes and allowed to change. This particular case is pretty rough. It doesn't sound the best, but it's an interesting. We have a 14-year-old boy, and a mid-20s female. Now, before I read his story, I want to remind everyone that all of these people in these comments with nice or at 14 you had your first experience, dang you lucky. This is just to remind you how 14-year-old Puppeh looked. This is a child, all right? Dudes, and I know teenagers think that it's cool. I probably would have thought so when I was 14 years old too. I understand. I'm not going to judge a kid not understanding. But if there are younger viewers that watch my video or watch my channel, please understand that just because it's a girl and who is the bad actor, that doesn't make it it doesn't make it cool. This kid is still going to be scarred from this, messed up. One of my viewers pointed out about R. Kelly, right? How everyone looks at him now at the terrible things that he's done as a grown man. People forget that he himself had something similar happen to him when he was young. So when Puppeh grows up and makes similar mistakes, it won't be so cool then, will it? It won't be nice then. It's not nice, all right? It's messed up. So his twit longer believes, and by the way, this is why men don't come forward. There's a reason that there's a perception out there that, the number of men who have faced this type of behavior, predatory behavior, is just so minuscule in comparison to the amount of women. Part of that is because men don't come forward, because men have been trained by society to say nice, to think it's cool. Sweet. Nailed the teacher. Awesome. A grown adult and their 8th graders. Sweet. It's not sweet. Now, my experience with Cinnpie. Throughout the entire summer of 2016, I had a spicy relationship with Cinnpie, Cinnamon, as she was known at that time. She was 24 and I was 14. Again, remember this face. This is what he looked like when he was 14 years old. My entire life, I loved competing Smash, and when I was 14, that's pretty much all I did. I could only travel to the big tournaments, Xanadu, the Cave, Fantastic Smash during the summer since I were on weekdays and I had school. Since I was 14, I couldn't drive or anything. I would end up carpooling these tournaments. My friends and I would do it on a weekly basis. We would drive up to the further away weeklies on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Cinnamon and I were really good friends with each other at the time from traveling the locals together, so we had ended up liking each other a lot. Sometime before the summer of 2016, Cinnamon initiated physical conversations or spicy conversations on Snapchat with me, and I would respond, but I never truly knew if anything would come of it. Cinnamon and I would DM on Facebook and Snapchat. Her accounts on both are deleted currently and have been for a while on a daily basis. The first thing that had happened between the two of us was one night we got back from one of the tournaments we traveled up to. After the tournament, we went up to a place where we stayed. Everyone started playing Smash and Mario after party. People started drinking, and once we got back, which happened regularly, once we'd reached somewhere, we'd been staying for the night, but I would never drink myself. Something crazy ended up happening in the game. We were playing, and I ran off like I was a hyper kid. I ran off into the hallway towards the bathroom away from the main room. We were all playing in like a joke pop-off. Pop-off's like what happens when you win in like these fighting tournaments, you know? Cinnamon, who was pretty drunk at the time, then ran after me, tackled me to the ground, and started making out with me. This kid, this is a little baby. I mean, what? Oh my God. If true, the incident probably happened for about 15-20 seconds, and after we went back and kept playing, I was pretty much in shock the entire time it was happening. I really didn't oppose it, though, since I was 14 at the time, and I liked her a lot. We spent basically every week together during that summer, so on top of the hookup things we did, I started to develop pretty strong feelings for her. That was one of the many times I had an experience with her, but to develop pretty strong feelings towards her. Oh, yeah. Sorry. That was one of the many times I had this kind of physical experience, but I'm not going into details about every single time. Since they're all in a blur in my mind, I only remember probably 3 or 4 very vividly. We would usually sleep together most nights. After the first incident happened, we would kiss a lot, cuddle during those nights. Our physical relationship escalated as far as oral, but never as far as anything past that. Our pseudo relationship lasted pretty much the entire summer, and she played with my head so often from time to time it really messes with me to this day. I truly believe most of my mental issues stem from the summer of how she treated me. She would tell me things like, we can get together when you are 18. Well, she didn't have any problem gobbling cone. She would make me periodically delete our Facebook messages. She would constantly... She's a predator, dude. She's a predator. She would constantly tell me that I can't tell anyone, even though it was obvious to me. She would constantly gaslight me and make me question myself, while at the time I was only 14. Trying to find myself as a person, not being able to tell anyone about my experiences ate away at me constantly. Having to see her after this period hurt me a lot and would constantly distract me at tournaments. I would have to play her in doubles tournaments on a weekly basis. Pretty much she would be teaming up with her boyfriend during these times. That would especially hurt me. I was super bitter about the whole thing, and I would BM every set in doubles I played versus them. You can still find texts of me struggling. I honestly still struggle to try and understand them to this day. I could write about this for hours of my countless experiences during that summer, but it would make this insanely long. My reason for writing this is to hopefully be at peace with my experiences finally. I'm so tired of having to be silent for years, and I'm tired of hurting over it. I'm not looking forward to revenge or anything like that. Would have been back and be pretty petty and immature. I'm writing this in hopes that I can simply be at peace with myself and move on from this period of my life. If what he says is true, she is a predator. Was, at least, at that time. Now, you see a lot of people, Ayo, Cinnpie, I'm 14, hit me up. You can groom me. I mean, I'm 14 too. Everyone unfollow Cinnpie. Again, this is just one person's story. We don't know. We can't say this is absolutely 100% true. It's funny because Cinnpie used to say, everyone speak up. Now she changed it to do your best. And a lot of people are saying that. And she's very active. Super Mario Brothers, Sunshine, do your best. Used to say speak out. I saw a lot of people posting that. She has a lot of anti-Trump tweets, very political. Interesting that she would act in this way then, allegedly. That's all we know. We don't know anything for sure. We can see the court of public opinion, however, is already at work. You see a lot of people, hi there, you see a lot of people already replying. Even her YouTube videos, top comments already. You got some real massive guts putting speak up in your Twitter username, knowing what you did to a 14-year-old puppy. You're sick. Rip. You know, it's big yikes. Icky. You're disgusting. I can't believe you'd be sick enough to do that to a little boy. All this is very concerning. But I think the point is, first of all, it's just a twit longer. It's a story. Could be fiction. But second of all, the response to this, saying nice or cool, it's not. It's terrible. 24 years old with a kid, a child. That picture of him haunts me. Look at this little kid. She was 24. Yikes. Here, interesting. Cinnpie, speak up before he posted it. After it, do your best. Interesting change. Interesting change, doesn't it? Somebody who was telling everyone to speak up, guess maybe they were pretty confident that this kid wasn't going to say anything because the societal norms around men who get taken advantage of by women, it's nice or cool or it's something to tell about stories. But what happens is these kids end up messed up. It ends up scarring them for life, causing them to turn into predators or worse. If you're a man and this has happened to you, you shouldn't feel any shame and you should speak up about it. And if your friends have it happen to them, you shouldn't say nice. You should remind them that that's not okay. Wish the best of luck to Puppeh. Hopefully, he can find his peace if what he says is true. And it'll be interesting to watch if this gets any media coverage, because this isn't the cool thing to cover. So I'll be watching the media outlets who promptly covered every single male who was had a twit longer written about him. We'll see if anybody covers this one. Hope you enjoyed this video. We'll talk to you again real soon.